Hey, I'm Jake G33, bringing you another one of my paranormal stories. Of course, these stories are always true and they're always genuine. So please like, subscribe, comment, and let me know what you think about these stories. They are very personal, some of them are, and just giving you a heads up as to what's out there because I have been through a lot. So the last story was about whenever I went and saw Missy Vason, and that was pretty cool. Skip forward a couple months. Of course, at this point, a lot of the paranormal activity had like subsided, and I didn't really have a whole lot happening, except for at this point I had moved back into the haunted house that I was at, but it was a little bit different for the fact that whenever I got over there, it was me and my friends living in a house. So it was about a bit of a party house. It wasn't a spot that ghosts were going to make themselves appear all the time or anything like that. Really, it came down to there was a lot of smoke in the first floor, so there wasn't. It seems like smoke, obviously, sage neutralizes energies. Well, I think other smoke might as well. So ended up. But the girlfriend that I had in the last video, she actually moved back to her hometown, and so she was a whole lot closer, and I was able to go and see her anytime I wanted. So there was one night, and this girlfriend at the time, she hated me being like intoxicated of any kind. So I was always sober, going to see her and leaving from her place. Uh, and what ended up happening on this particular night was I was leaving from her house and driving back home. And while I was driving home, this is kind of like the outskirts of like the town. There are houses and stuff, but there's not a whole lot on this part of town. So as I'm driving, I'm about to go over this overpass, and I see something in the sky. And this thing looks massive. This thing is so big, and it's got all these lights on it. And I'm thinking, am I about to witness a jumbo jet crash into my hometown? That was the very first thought that I had, that I'm about to witness something catastrophic, and I might be the first person on scene. So I'm sitting there watching this thing slowly come over this overpass, and then it gets to the other side of this wood line, this tree line, and then it just stops in midair. And as it stops in midair, all the lights shut off on it except for two. Two lights that stayed on were two red lights, one at the top, one at the bottom. And I see it, and once I see it stop, I go, oh my god, that just stopped. That is right there. So I haul ass in my car. Get over that overpass. There's this real sharp turn to the left. Make this sharp turn, and then there's like a road and a house that's on the left, and I pull into the spot that's like next to the house on the left, and I pull there, and it is over this house. I get out of my car, and I just get out and I just stare at it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I seeing right now? I'm seeing something that is suspended in air, not moving, only two red lights. If you didn't see it stop, you would have thought that it was a radio tower just there, okay? And if you didn't already know that there isn't a radio tower there, that's what you would have thought. You would have thought it was a radio tower. And I'm standing outside of my car staring at this thing, and I'm thinking to myself, I could pick up a rock and throw it and hit this, But I didn't do anything like that. I'm not that stupid. But I'm staring at it, and there's a van that comes up from behind me, and I'm even pointing at it, and I'm like, "This is if you're not seeing this, you're missing out right now." And, and I think they thought that I was crazy, and they just kept on driving. That's fine. I probably would have done the same thing. Um, but as I'm standing there looking at this, I start to realize I'm like, I need to get this on video or camera or something. At this point, I didn't have a phone that was good with any of that stuff. So I thought of the next thing that I might be able to use. I had an iPod Touch in the bottom of my car that I used to play music with. Yeah, it was old school stuff, but nonetheless, I start to reach in to go and grab that iPod Touch and start filming. And the moment that I reached in to go and do that, all the lights turn back on this thing, and then it just slowly goes away. Absolutely silent. It didn't make a single noise whenever all these things happen. And the lights that were on it were colors that I had never seen in my life. It was on another level. Yeah, that was one thing. Right once that happened, I was like, "Damn, man! Like, did that just happen?" And I mean, I know what I saw. I know that that's always a crazy person's words, but damn, that was a trip, and that was something that it's always gonna stick in here. I did have one other UFO encounter, but it was one where it was way up high in the sky, and honestly, it could have been anything. I'm always I'm always skeptical up until you can't be, and that was an instant that like I said, this thing was huge. I could have taken a rock and I could have hit it. But what do you guys think? Do you think I was going crazy? Had a time of madness there? Um, I'm Jake G33. This is my story, guys. You guys have a good one. Bye.